Hey everyone, I have Lahiru with me today. He is a personal fitness coach for South Asian men. He was in the past a software engineer. He has right now more than 140,000 followers on Instagram. I just checked recently. And today we're gonna chat about his journey, what he went through, get some tips, insights. We'll ask him why he's not pursuing software engineering, how he got so many followers on Instagram, and we'll discuss all of this stuff. Thank you for coming, Lahir.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
Let's jump in,
Lahir.
man.
What is your background? Can you tell everyone about your background, like from the, I guess,
hmm
university ages?
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Sri Lanka. I was there until I was 18, and then I moved to the UK to study computer science, and that was interesting. Um, I thought I always wanted, well, actually, it's what my family had kind of made me believe that's what I wanted to do. I thought that's also what I wanted to do, but that's the route I went down because there was not really anything else.
You're
It was
talking
just the
about
computer
bachelor
science,
degree or computer science? Oh, okay.
computer science, computer
hmm
science. It was just the thing that I hated the least. I did that. The 3 years were pretty shit, to be honest. Like I didn't enjoy it, especially the first year. Got the degree in the end, and then from there, I jumped into software engineering. It was just one role that I had for about 3 years at a dog shit company. I fucking hate that company. Also, am I allowed to swear on these? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, that company was a hellhole, not just for me, but for anyone else living there. However, it was very, very chill in the sense that I could get away with doing very little work and no one would notice. So that meant during the time I was working there, that's when I actually started posting content. Um, that's when I actually started like fitness coaching people for free, developing those skills, and it was cool because I had I had a lot more time than most people would because the job was obviously working from home and very flexible.
hmm So you didn't like computer science, engineering. I saw that you liked it and then you switched it. And I had pretty much like a similar experience. So I was a software engineer. I worked in a few companies. I kind of liked the process, but I didn't like some of the companies. So I switched. But you didn't like, and you still worked in one company for 3 years. Like, why did you not switch the job?
Because firstly, with me being in the UK, there's like I'm here. At least back then I was there based on a certain visa, and that
Mm-hmm.
visa is tied to that company. Of course, I
Understood.
can look at moving to other companies that will also sponsor my visa, but it's like it's tough. It's a big process. It takes a lot of time and effort. And then from my perspective, it was like, why do that when I could just look into starting my own business, doing something that I actually love, and then I'll transition to that instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and before we proceed into fitness and entrepreneurship, I want to ask about university. Do you think this experience was actually valuable for you? And in total, in general, do you think going to university is like important?
That's an interesting question. It was valuable in the sense that it gave me confidence in solving problems by myself that I don't think I had before. Because when you're in school and you get like, I don't know, exams, assignments, that's completely different to like an assignment at university or doing a dissertation. Even though I feel like those skills I learned from computer science and now I'm not, well, actually, I guess I am using it to a certain degree with like technical stuff in my business, but I think it gave me good analytical skills, just computer science in general, how to break down a problem, how to tackle it, how to solve it, how to think like that, like computational thinking, right? Like we use that in business a lot. It's in the same program, in the same business program that you and I are in as well. That's beneficial. Beneficial in terms of social skills. I think back then I was just very much a hermit, and it was still the case for a big part of the time I was in uni. When I got into my third year, that's when I like properly developed good social skills. Because like At uni, you're forced to do that. And I think that's also really good because when you're working, when you're in a different city, like it's a lot easier to not get those experiences because you're just like stuck at home, at least for software engineering in most cases. But at uni, like it forces you to go out there and develop those skills. However, those benefits I mentioned, it's definitely not worth the price tag at all. Like you could get that from a different method.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you mentioned that you weren't very social, like in the university. Was it somehow connected with your like fitness level, like body shape? I actually didn't see you to be like fat in the pictures that I saw in your VSL, but I guess you know better than myself. So was it somehow connected that you weren't social and you kind of became a fitness
Um,
coach as a result?
yeah, now that you say it, there is definitely a correlation there. First and second year, I was definitely not in good shape. I didn't feel good about my body. That fed into my lack of confidence, which then meant that I would be speaking to people less. I would be less outgoing, just like consider myself as more shy, which is weird because I never saw myself like that when I was a kid. It's something that happened like in like the years of 18, 19, 20, around there. So definitely, I would definitely agree. It's correlated to my physique at that time, and things changed quite a bit when I got into my third year. That's when I like properly like lost a ton of fat. I got like visible abs, felt really good about my body. It was also the time I was actually the most outgoing as
Mm-hmm.
well.
So you were out of shape, not during the time when you were already working during those 3 years, like working remote as a software engineer, and then you kind of got gained some weight, or was it even like before, like during the university years?
The most out of shape times were in uni. There was a time during the time I was working as well as a software engineer, but most of it was back there in uni and school years.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm curious, how did this transition happen? How did you turn from a software engineer into a fitness coach?
It actually started with a free school community. Actually, no, if I go back even beyond that, it started with me just helping like friends, family, giving them little pieces of advice. I'd see that advice working. I felt good. And then I was just really into fitness. Like I would just watch like fitness YouTube videos all the time just to like take information, help myself just get better and better. Then it was helping the people, helping other people. Then I started posting content on Reddit actually, on like different subreddits to like just get people into my free school community. And yeah, that free school community had like 500, 600 people in it. I think maybe even more at a certain point. And I would just have group calls multiple times per week. I would coach people for free in there. And that's when I developed the skill of getting good at fitness coaching. And I learn a lot of the struggles that people have, how to help them, how to empathize with them. And that's when it actually began. And following that, that's when I started posting content.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's great. And I'm curious, when you coached people for free, like your friends, those people in the school group, did you actually see that they use the knowledge that you give them and actually kind of utilize it in the real life? Or were they kind of like, okay, this guy gave me an advice, I don't really care. Like, did you notice like that there's much more people doing the actions when they pay for it versus when they get it for free?
Oh, definitely way more people will actually carry out the action when they pay for it. And in fact, every time I raise my price, I feel like the quality of client is also way higher. Like they're way more accountable, they're way more consistent. They actually do the shit. Like if it's free, like that back then I thought, oh shit, like I'm just like really bad at coaching. But it I think a big part of it was also because there's no like consequence. Like it doesn't matter. Like then there's no skin in the game at all.
Yeah. Did you have cases when you gave some really good advice to someone, but they just didn't use it in any way just because it was free?
Oh yeah, I would have done like many times in that school community for sure.
Hmm.
Like people, it would have just gone over someone's head many times.
Hmm. Yeah, the reason why I'm asking is because this is what I noticed for myself. Like I was giving like free advice to people, and I saw that they like don't care at all. And this is when I understood for myself, okay, I don't want to give anything for free to people. I want to charge for whatever my advice is. So I guess it wasn't the turning point for you. So what was the turning point that made you actually start coach for like actual money, or was it a goal like from the start?
It was a goal from the start, always to monetize. The turning point was I don't know if there was a turning point, to be honest. I think it was actually there was. Of course, there was a turning point. It was just the fact that I had been doing this for free for so long. It was like, okay, like when am I going to monetize? Like one aspect was I'm just in this like safe, cushy job. I have that paycheck coming in each month, so there's no real urgency to like monetize quickly. But it's also like, oh shit, I've been coaching for free for so long. Like I haven't actually gotten anywhere with this business. Like, okay, time to actually do something. And also the fact that I built up the skills to be able to coach people and deliver quality results.
Mm-hmm. And how did this transition go? How did you start charging? Did you charge your existing clients who you were coaching for free, or how did it go?
No, I couldn't I couldn't charge my existing clients because a lot of the people in that community were South Asian men that were based in South Asia. So anything that I would
Mm-hmm.
charge them would be like very minimal, like not enough to make a difference to me anyway. However, I did convert my first few clients that were members in that community. They weren't my existing clients, but I reached out to them, I booked them on a call, and then I converted them. I remember my first client was $100 per month.
And when was it?
Probably sometime in 2024.
Okay.
I think so. Somewhere around then.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
2024, 2023. One of the two.
Uh-huh. And how did you move further? How did you grow afterwards?
In terms of getting more clients,
Yeah.
struggled. Struggled a lot, to be honest. Back then it was just I didn't have like any sort of process to follow. So it was just like I was working with these people actually who were trying to like monetize my school community. Wasn't the best advice. Like looking back on it now, knowing what I know, I'm just like, wow, I'm surprised that they were actually charging for that. Um, so it was a lot of just freestyle, like throw shit at the wall, see if it works. There's like no actual systems, and yeah, it was a lot of like trying, not really getting much results. And yeah, that went on for a long time.
And then what happened?
That's when I started posting content on Instagram. Account kicked off, definitely getting in more leads. So I shut down the community at that point because it's like, okay, if I have all of these leads, I'm just going to focus on Instagram. There's no point on like focusing so much time on the school community when 90% of the people in here are also just unqualified. Like I cannot monetize them anyway because they don't have the money. And then Instagram, because I was getting in so many leads, it made it pretty easy to like convert people just because there's so many people coming in. But at that same time, I still didn't have like a solid system. I was still throwing shit at the wall. Like maybe I'll post a couple of videos, have some people comment, I'll like start some conversations, maybe try and get them booked on a call, or like I'll post these random stories, get some people coming in through there, but just like still random stuff. But it's just because there was so much volume, it didn't matter that it was random. It still it still allowed me to like replace my income at the time, and that's what actually gave me the confidence to leave my job.
Oh, nice, nice. How much did you make like when you understood that you can leave your job?
That was about I think about 4K. I think I made 4K, 4 5K somewhere around there.
And what was the number of clients that made you 4K?
Oh, I don't remember. Probably maybe like 5 or 6, somewhere around there.
Okay, okay. So like a pretty solid price, 800-ish.
Yeah, but no, it wouldn't be per month. Some of them they would have been paying me in full for 6 months
Mm,
at a time.
yeah, yeah,
So it
yeah,
wouldn't be
yeah.
recurring revenue.
Understood. And in terms of Instagram, like you grew it, I guess, pretty fast. So what was the thing that made you actually grow your Instagram, your following, the number of leads?
Yeah, I actually joined this content mentorship. I had a mentor called Mino Lee. He was fucking spectacular. So I joined his program. It was 3 months long. And it was like you join in, I pay it was like 3K. It was the most money I had invested at that time. So it was like shit, like this has gotta work. I was like really desperate. And we jumped in. You get put in a cohort of other people. There were like 10, 15 other people who were also like really chill, really solid. It was actually like it was a really, really fun time because it's like all of these other people joining in, everyone's in the content game together, and then everyone's like posting every single day, trying to get content to work. Of course, some people like dropped off like after a couple of weeks, but then like the OGs like they kept going. And yeah, so I would be posting content. I would The way that I would do it is I would just find viral videos in my niche or other niches and then try and put my own spin on it and then just post that. And I just kept doing that, kept getting feedback on my content from Mino or anyone else in the community. And then I just kept improving, kept improving. And then it was the last month I was maybe I gained like 10, 20 followers since the beginning, not really seeing much results, but I felt like my content was improving. And someone in the community they sent me this video of someone else had made in the fitness niche, and he was like, "Oh, bro, you should try and adapt this. Could be a good one." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks, man. I'll think about that." And then a week later, I adapted that one. I put my own spin on it, and that's what went like crazy fucking viral. That was like 3 million views in like 3, 4 days. And then I just like that's when trial reels also became a thing on Instagram. So if anyone doesn't know what trial reels is, you can post videos on Instagram that don't get shown to your followers. It just gets shown to non-followers only. It's not on your profile. It's almost like an ad basically, except obviously you're not paying for it. So what I did was I just fucking made tons and tons of trial reels with like slight different variations, almost changing nothing. And all of these trial reels, all of them are just going viral at the same time, like 2, 3 million views. And then that propelled me from like, I think 200 followers to 30K followers in like, in a week or something, maybe even less. I think it was actually 4 days. In 4 days, I went to 30K followers, and then I just kept copy pasting that same framework to get to 100K followers in 90 days.
Right. Okay. And what was the duration until you got to 30,000 followers? Like how long have you been posting for?
That was posting for about a year, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, roughly a year.
Yeah. It's not a it's not a quick growth. It definitely took some time.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, of course. I'm just saying the 4 days was
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
when
yeah, yeah,
when things
yeah, yeah.
exploded. But before then, yeah, it was zero followers to 200 something followers over the course of a year, which was fucking long.
Yeah, yeah. And what made you not give up?
Probably just the fact that it's like, what else am I gonna do? Like be a software engineer for the rest of my life? Like, yeah, there's no other option. Like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it work regardless of how long it takes. I mean, I'm doing the same thing right now with YouTube. Like I posted, been posting weekly since I think September. I haven't seen many results so far. Like my videos still get like anywhere between 10 to 100 views, but I'm just gonna keep doing it because it's gonna pay off eventually.
Hmm. Yeah, 100%. And when you started like with fitness, was it your passion or was it just a logical thing that you think you need to do?
When you say a logical thing, how do you mean?
Like, was it something that you were like really passionate about, or you just saw that, okay, I see I got some traction with like my school community. I'm pretty much good at it and I can potentially make some money with it. So I will be just doing it. Or was it actually something that you want to like do eventually, like even if you're retired, if you're making 1 million like a year with whatever you would do?
It, it's it was a bit of both, to be honest. It was a mix of this is something I can monetize, and secondly, I like it and I'm good at it, so why not monetize it? Like it's a high value skill that a lot of people need help with.
Mhm. Okay. And since you did gain followers, you got leads, inbound, basically requests through Instagram. I know that you're also doing cold outreach on LinkedIn. So I'm kind of like confused with this. Like, why do you do cold outreach if you have followers on LinkedIn or on Instagram?
Yeah, good question. So Instagram, the thing I don't like about that is I have all my eggs in one basket. So if anything happens to my account, I'm fucked. And I've experienced that over the last few months where my account kept getting restrictions where I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't message anyone. So it's like I'm getting all these leads, but I can't message them. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? And then like that's my revenue gone overnight just because of some glitch on Instagram's algorithm, just because they said so, even though I haven't done anything against their community guidelines. It was a very annoying process. I had been speaking to support many, many times, and they said, "Yeah, you haven't done anything wrong, nothing wrong against the guidelines, but we can't do anything to fix it." So, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So it still happens as well, which is why I'm like, yeah, that's not cool. The thing I love about LinkedIn is the fact that because it's I'm doing the outreach over many accounts. Like we have about I think 15, 20 accounts now total. So it's like if one get restricted, it doesn't matter. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Maybe we miss out on two, three, four sales calls that month, but that account can be replaced in like 2 days time. Like it doesn't matter. And on top of that, with LinkedIn, with my niche specifically, it's so easy and so quick to find qualified leads on there because it's just like, okay, you can see that they have a good job. You can see that they're in a qualified country like the US, the UK, somewhere in Europe. Whereas on Instagram, you don't know that. You're guessing. So you may run into the a situation where you're spending all this time trying to set someone and then you set them and then you realize, oh, okay, this person's based in India. They can't actually afford it. Whereas with LinkedIn, you know that your efforts are are going to be rewarded because you're only reaching out to people you know are qualified.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like that's interesting to me, like to understand this. Even like if you have an audience, you still need to do some cold outreach. Like it's interesting. It's yeah. So I'm curious, is there a way to kind of overcome
Oh,
this?
also,
Maybe.
sorry, just before you get into that, one other thing I also want to mention about that point is with Instagram, like organic, there will be times where content doesn't perform. I still have that where it's just like I'll post for like weeks and then nothing's popping off. I'm still following the same processes, but it just it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
And that there will be natural ups and downs like that, but that also means that lead flow can vary quite a bit because of that. Maybe not for like other creators, but at least for me, that's what I'm going through at the moment and what I have gone through. But with cold outreach, it's different. It's like, okay, if you do X input, you always get Y output. Like if you're doing 100 outreaches per day, you'll be booking 2 calls per day on average. And it's you can control the output way more easily, which I really
Mm-hmm.
like about cold outreach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And is there, regarding limitations from Instagram, is there no way to overcome this? For example, post stories instead of sending DMs. Post stories with some link to book a call with you, or just like have a conversation with you, maybe outside of Instagram, and basically still get sales.
So wait, sorry, posting the stories with the link or having a conversation outside of Instagram to solve what issue exactly?
To solve not being able to send a DM on Instagram issue.
Ah, okay. Yes, that can work, but it's like, for example, taking someone off platform. I don't know exactly how that would work. I feel like it would be a lot of friction. I haven't really thought about that too much. In terms of the posting links, I've been doing that too. Just sending them
Mm-hmm.
to my landing page through Instagram story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just like but I want to build my own like brand. I want to have like followers, and it's interesting to understand that even if you do have it, you will not be able to access it. Like, I think the way to solve it is probably just have some kind of newsletter or just basically get their data, like phone numbers, emails, something like this,
Yeah.
or yeah, so that you can message them. But yeah, that's interesting. That's eye opening for me. And I'm curious why not using ads? Like you mentioned that you get inputs on
Hmm.
LinkedIn and you get outputs, but ads is pretty much the same story, no?
Yeah, agreed. I'm actually looking into ads right now. So that's something I'm getting some help with within the community actually. So I'm just tweaking a few things, running some ads at the moment, getting to the point where yeah, I can start then relying on ads because one issue I have with my content is it's bringing in South Asians, but a lot of people can also be based in South Asia, whereas with ads,
Mm-hmm.
not going to be an issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And in terms of cold outreach on LinkedIn, I'm curious about how does it look like, especially since you're targeting like South Asian men. You need to identify that they're actually originally from South Asia. Do you identify it by their name or how does it work?
Yeah, just by name. We just search common South Asian male names or female names, and then that's it.
Okay. And you like put it into Sales Navigator?
No, just raw LinkedIn search.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's interesting. And when you send the messages, like basically being overweight is kind of a little bit of a taboo, basically topic. So how does it look like? How do you start the conversation? Like, man, do you have some extra weight that you would like to get rid of?
Yeah, that was one of the issues that I had at the beginning. Instead of positioning it about losing weight, it's about maximizing health. That's how I position it.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
people are a lot more receptive to that.
And what it's looking like, the message.
Oh, the message, it could be something like, are you Gleb, are you open to looking at maximizing your health without giving up South Asian food? Something along the lines of that. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but along those lines.
Mm-hmm. This is great. And you said you have 15 accounts. One of them, each of them is bringing like three, four meetings per month.
Really depends. I would say it depends on the account itself. Anywhere between one to four
One to four. Okay, so how many meetings do you usually have per month
from LinkedIn.
overall?
Um, right now it's about, it varies anywhere between 30 to 40. Oh, 20,
30.
actually I would say it's been varying quite a bit with these Instagram issues to be honest. So it's difficult to say. Also because I'm scaling LinkedIn at the moment, so it's like different things are going down, different things are going up. But over the last couple of months, if I was to tell you my average, probably closer to 30.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how many do you usually close of them?
Well, it depends how many show up, how many are a good fit. But out of the people that show up and that are a good fit, then I'm looking at anywhere between roughly five, four or five, somewhere around there.
That's solid. That's solid. Cool. And many people say that if you want to be basically a good entrepreneur, you probably should first start with going to the gym, basically doing fitness. What are some of the principles as a fitness coach plus entrepreneur you notice to be the same in both fitness, losing weight, and building a business?
Consistency. Just don't stop. Just keep doing it. I think that's one of the biggest ones. What other principles? Just focusing on one source of knowledge really helps because with fitness or business stuff in general, it's like there's a ton of information. Like this person saying, do this, do that, do this for your organic. It's very, very confusing, right? Like I've been very confused when it comes to business stuff because everyone has a different opinion. And that's the same thing now with fitness as well. Well, it always has been where one person says do this diet or do this workout and then you're just jumping around from one thing to another, not actually doing anything. Or maybe you're just analyzing but you're paralyzed, not really sure what to do. I think both of those that's true in both fitness and with entrepreneurship. So I think it's just finding what you believe would actually work for you and just sticking with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And what were some moments for you in terms of your consistency when you wanted to maybe give up on your business journey?
Hmm. There've been many times I wanted to give up. But when I have those thoughts, it's like I'm not ever serious about that when I have those thoughts. It's just like my mind just being like, "Oh, it would be so much easier if you just gave up." But I know there's no choice. Like I'm not going to give up. Like that's not even a possibility. Like I know that I will achieve everything I want to achieve. Like what's the alternative? Like I'm not gonna go back to a job that I hate. Like I just think about that reality. Like if I gave up, I would probably go back into software engineering or maybe a digital marketing job, maybe something like that. And I know I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna be going 9 to 5, and then in the back of my mind, always thinking, oh, I could be doing more. I could be doing what I actually loved. Why did I give up? Like, why would I want that reality? I know I would never do that. But yes,
Mm-hmm.
I've had those moments, and when I do have those moments, I brush it off, and I'm like, fuck yeah, things are shit right now, but there's no way I would give up.
Mm-hmm. So it's because there's pretty much no alternative for you. And did you ever consider some new thing to be like a good and alternative for you? Maybe you saw like, okay, this guy is doing like whatever, crypto. Maybe I would do better at crypto. Or did you always have just one choice basically and everything else looked bad?
No, at the beginning, that's when I had all of these different pathways, and I was getting so distracted. It was like, may that was I wouldn't even be able to tell you all the different business ideas and business things I tried to do. Crypto was one of them. There was maybe real estate. There was a nutrition website app. There was drop shipping, multiple drop shipping businesses, different ideas that I had that weren't actually pursued. So many. But then I think it was a Hormozy video where he was just like, "That's fucking stupid. Just focus on one." Like it's hard enough doing a business, but like trying to start everything and do that for like multiple of them at the same time, like you're just setting yourself up for failure. Like imagine how much more you could do if you put all that time, all that focus, all that energy into just one pathway. So since I had that realization, I've never been distracted. I'm very good at saying no and just focusing on this one thing. But before then, that was a very different story.
Mhm. Yeah, understand. And what would you say was your why behind building this business?
I think it comes down to the same thing. There's two whys. The first why is what's the alternative? Like I I want to I want to have this pathway of a business because it's something I started to love even more as I've been doing it because it's like self-improvement on steroids. Like I feel like fitness is like beginner self-improvement, and then when you go beyond that in business, you have to be so good at so many different things, like marketing, speaking on video, explaining your points concisely, sales, being able to understand, ask the right questions, pitch with conviction, handle objections, remain calm in heated environments, control your emotions. Like there's so many different avenues that need improvement, and I like just constantly leveling that up on a consistent basis. And there's always so much more room for improvement. And I like the feeling of getting better and better. That's one. And then the second one is it feels really good. Feels really good to help people lose weight. Like it's a really nice feeling because now I help so many people. It's like just seeing the impact it has on their confidence, them being able to take their shirt off, feel like see themselves in a physique that they didn't even think was possible, or them having energy to play with their kids or spend quality time with their family and just do things they didn't even think was in the realm of possibility for them. That's that's really fucking sick. I like that feeling. So those two reasons combined. That's my why.
Mm-hmm. It's your current why. Like, first one is to improve, second one is to basically improve other people. But I'm curious, when you just started, what was your what is it that you wanted? What was your goal? Do you want to make X amount of money? Did you want to have like a house? Did you want to have a girlfriend? Did you want to whatever travel? What was the like your own why that you cared about and nobody else did?
Honestly, it's very boring to be honest. It was just to quit my job. Just just replace that income and just do what I want to do with my own time. That's the main thing for me to be honest. I don't have any like goals of buying certain things or stuff like that back then. It was just just quit, just get out of this hellhole and do something I actually enjoy.
Why not working in a 9 to 5 until you retire
Why not continue working a 9 to 5?
as a software engineer? Yeah.
I mean, I would just hate that. Like it's just it's so boring to me. Like every single day back then, I would just think I would be counting down the hours until it was over. Like anytime I had a task, anything to do, it was just so awful. Like yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all, man.
Many people want to become software engineers. Why you didn't want to work as a software engineer?
My heart just didn't lie there. Like I'm sure there's lots of jobs that people would be interested in doing, but on the flip side, lots of people who would hate that job as well. I'm just someone who doesn't like software engineering.
Hmm. And if you would, for example, work as a fitness trainer,
Yeah.
also 9 to 5, would you be willing to go for it?
Interesting question. No, because so wait, hang on. In your question, fitness trainer working for like a specific company, or am I still independent, or what's the context
Yeah,
there?
in a 9 to 5, you're an employee.
Okay, no, because one part is also the freedom aspect. Me deciding to do what I want to do with my own time. I don't want anyone to be able to boss me around. I want to be able to make those decisions. So that would still be a no for me.
Hmm. And what is freedom like for you?
Freedom is time freedom and money freedom. Firstly, time freedom, obviously, I get to decide what I actually do with my time, where I am, who I'm with. And money freedom is being able to buy whatever I want. Again, I don't have like crazy spending goals, but just not not being limited in my selection. That's the main thing. If I wanted to buy something, I would be able to do it.
Hmm. And did it feel like freedom when you were just starting out with Instagram, making content, trying to get sales?
No, definitely not. And if anything, it felt almost less freedom because it's like you become this content monkey where it's like you just posting, and then everything is dependent on you posting. You have to like DM people, book these appointments, take the sales calls, and it's like it almost feels never ending. And it feels like if you stop any of that, everything's gonna crumble at any point, which is still how it feels, to be honest. But I know that will go away with time as I find people to replace certain parts of that workflow, and that time freedom will naturally come as a result of that.
Do you still not have full-time freedom?
Oh, definitely not.
What are some of the things that you would like to get rid of?
Taking sales calls.
Why?
Hmm. Because it takes it takes a lot of energy, and it also means that I just have to be in my apartment all day if I have sales calls on a certain day. Because I can't just go out to a cafe or like a restaurant or something, because I need to be in like a quiet, focused environment to take those sales calls. I can't take them anywhere else.
Hmm.
So then it's just like I'm I'm trapped at home every day because of the sales calls.
So, is it just about environment? Is it not? Is it not because maybe you don't like talk to people, you don't like to run sales conversation? Like, I feel like there is something hiding besides behind it, something else.
I didn't used to. I feel like now I've been changing my mindset on that quite a bit. There's definitely calls that I don't like for sure. But I would say overall, now that I've gotten quite a lot better at sales, I'm finding it more and more entertaining taking the sales calls. Like it feels like I'm just having fun, to be honest. But out of everything I do, I would still say it's the least fun. And it feels the most restricting, which is why I wouldn't want to have that there. And also, it's the it's very emotionally not emotionally taxing, but it takes a lot of energy because you have to be good at controlling your emotions with sales calls. Because if you have a win, like I don't try and celebrate it, I just move on to the next thing. Or if I have a loss, or I have like a really shitty conversation with someone and I get frustrated or upset about it. I have to be very conscious of that and just like sweep it to the side and move on. And with anything else, I wouldn't have to deal with those kinds of emotions and have to regulate things.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember that we had a coaching call, sales coaching call. Well, you also mentioned that you have a feeling that you are enjoying the fact that somebody didn't show on the call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
I
did
used I used to sorry, go on.
yeah, go for it, go for it.
No, 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 I'm saying that was like a big thing for me. It still shows up sometimes, but now I've tried a lot, tried very hard to rewire that belief so that it's like it's a complete opposite. Like I'm looking forward to the call. Like if they're not there, I'm fucking depressed. Like, bro, where are you? I was looking forward for the call. And it's also helped like detaching from the outcome. Now I can tell you with 100% certainty, I don't give a fuck about the sale at all. I used to, very much so. But now
Hmm.
I could care less. All I care now is just seeing if I can help, doing what's best for that person. And that's helped a ton. That's helped a ton.
How did you do this? How did you change this belief?
I think one of the biggest factors was the sales coach that I was getting help with. Well, we were getting help with. He would just keep drilling that, keep pointing out certain problems that I would have in my calls and why I said certain things, and would always come back to that one thing, like, why do you care about the outcome? Like you sound desperate here. Like you sound like you really care about the sale. You're giving way too much power to the prospect because you care so much about the sale instead of actually helping them. And then he also made me realize it's also selfish, right? Like why am I caring so much about the sale? Like my priority as a coach should be to help the person. Like what am I doing here? Like I'm getting my priorities completely mixed up, and that's fucked up from from my standpoint, because they're joining this call because they've put their trust in me to help them, and that's what I should be focusing on. That's that was one thing, and basically me getting getting those lessons repeated to me over and over again is what drilled it into me.
hmm hmm So you mentioned that right now your goal is to help as many people as possible, stuff like this. So previously, when you didn't have this belief that you actually don't care about the clothes, what was your goal back then? Was your goal to get some financial like achievement, or what was it about?
My my goal back then, when I had that belief, um no, I mean, so the goal back then, I was just thinking in a different sense. Like anytime I had a call, I would just be thinking, I have to convert the call. I have to convert the call. Also call volume was a lot lower, so it just felt like every call was like gold dust. So it's like if you're having like 2, 3 calls per week, it's like, oh fuck, if I don't convert this, I can't pay rent. So that's well, not it wasn't actually the case, but it made things way scarier. So um, that's the mindset I had back then, which was really messing things up for me.
So it wasn't about the finance. You actually could pay rent.
Yes, I could. Well, I had savings, but I wouldn't want to keep going out of those savings. That's my
Okay,
point.
yes.
It would still really hurt if I didn't convert them. But I think now looking back on it as well, having more calls definitely helped relieve a lot of that pressure, because it genuinely it doesn't matter. Like, okay, if I don't close this guy, at least I have more calls booked on the calendar. Yeah, if I don't close you, it'll be someone else. Like it doesn't matter to me.
hmm hmm And in terms of paying rent, I'm also curious, since you're also coaching South Asia men and you are from South Asia yourself, why not just go to some cheaper place and live there and enjoy your remote work, close deals from India or Sri Lanka, whatever?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's something that's definitely on my mind. Like I want to potentially look at doing that. It's just right now I live with my partner and my cat in the UK. So before doing any moves or anything like that, we would have to travel ourselves to different locations, actually stay there for maybe a month or two, and see where it is that we'd actually want to stay long term before actually committing to a move like that. But in order to do that, I need some level of time freedom first. Because right now it's just like I don't even have the time to think about that, or to research that, or even even look at that at the moment. So that's, well, maybe I could, to be fair. I'm not really sure, but it's just very low on the priority list at the moment.
hmm hmm I see. And what is your schedule looking like right now?
Like on a day to day.
Yeah.
So I wake up anywhere between 7:30 to 8:30, and then I will most likely go to the gym. I will get back, and then I will get to work. From there, it could be anything between talking to my setters, or making content, or taking sales calls, or replying to my clients and helping them, or getting better at sales. Could be to do with any of those, but it's very dynamic. I use this thing that's there in our community called the warm app to just like plan my day. I will I will understand like which tasks I want to focus on. I'll list it. So the warm app basically is just like a calendar which has a box for each day of the
Mhm.
month, and you mention which tasks you want to work on each day. And then I will typically get like a little piece of paper like this and then list down the the hours of the day in 30-minute increments. And then I plan my day. Okay, this is what I'm doing for these 30 minutes. This is what I'm doing for these 30 minutes. And then I have like a proper map of the day, and then I'll just execute from there.
Why is it better than just having a Google Calendar?
I use a Google Calendar as well. It's just I like writing things down, and it's faster for me to write it down as opposed to like program it on Google Calendar. So Google
Hmm.
Calendar, I have like my sleep relaxation time blocked off, any coaching calls with my clients blocked off. Anything else is, yeah, anything else I'll just write down.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. And you mentioned that sales calls is a thing that you would like to get rid of. Is this something that is kind of building up pressure for you when when it's the time before you get on those sales calls? Like in the morning when you know that okay, I have like two sales calls today. Are you kind of afraid of them or not really?
Depends on the day. If it's been a while, if it's been like a day or two since I've taken a sales call, I'm gonna have some nerves and feel awkward about it. And then I'm gonna have to have a little talk with myself to just kind of understand where those emotions are coming from, just get rid of them. And on those days itself, I'm gonna do like a lot more sales practice. So I'll just like revise my script. I'll do like an example pitch again, just by myself, just to build up that confidence. Maybe I'll listen to like a previous call of mine if I have some extra time. Usually it's when I'm rusty, but on in usual days where I'm like having calls every day, then it's like it's very minimal, if at all.
Mhm. So when you wake up, do you enjoy the fact that you woke up and there is a day upcoming?
What you mean in terms of sales calls or just in general?
In terms of general workday, either if you have sales call or don't have sales calls, either way.
Yeah, most days I look forward to it, but there are some days where I look at the calendar, I'm like, fuck, this is a packed day. And then I'm just waiting for it to be done, to be honest. Like there are some days where I look at it and it's just like I look at the calendar, it's just calls from beginning to end, or it's like calls, filming content, doing this, doing that, and I'm like, this is gonna be like a hell of a day. And those days I don't typically look forward to it unless there's like some really interesting calls on there.
Hmm. And how do you feel in the beginning of those days? Do you feel like, okay, I'll go through it, but or do you feel like, why am I doing this? What is your thought process looking like?
I don't really think about it to be honest. I do think about it, but not too much. It's just more like, ah shit, okay, and then I just get to work, and then I feel like after like 5-10 minutes of working, I've already forgotten about it, and then I'm just lost in the work anyway.
Hmm. Is this because you're excited to work, even while it's sometimes hard to start, or just basically forget about it?
For me, it's not hard to start. It's never been an issue to start. It's just more like a bit of dread while starting. And then that feeling of like anxiety and dread, it usually just goes away once I get started. But it's never really stopped me from starting. But like maybe like a year or two, it would have, and then I would just procrastinated, maybe going on social media and stuff. But now it's just like I'm very aware of it, and I can just brush it to the side and get to work.
Hmm. Hmm. And if you would compare those, like, let's imagine your hardest day right now, and you compare it with the day when you were working as a software engineer, which day you felt worse at?
That's a very interesting question. Probably the software engineering one, to be honest. I didn't have like okay, I have had crazy busy days, but it's like Because especially towards the end of it, because I could not give a shit about the job. I would hardly do any work. So I would forget a lot about the domain knowledge that's required for the job, and I would become shit at that job. So then if I'm given tasks to do, it's like anxiety stemming from not knowing how to do the task, and then anxiety on being worried about being reprimanded because the work isn't good enough or things like that. That's Yeah, that was not a nice feeling, especially because it's like, okay, if you lose this job, then you're basically going to be deported because you lose the visa.
Hmm. Hmm. And how did it feel saying that you quit?
Oh, it felt really fucking good. It was an insane feeling. I Yeah, I made a video about that as well on Instagram. That was Yeah, that was a very, very nice day.
Did you have any like Stockholm syndrome, sh- like maybe feeling bad for leaving, even just a little bit?
Feeling bad, like for me or for like the people I was working with.
Mm, for yourself, like, did you feel bad like in any way for quitting, even while you knew that you wanna do this?
Oh, not at all. Never crossed my mind.
Really?
No, not once.
For me, like when I was leaving my software engineering job once, when I was offered a better job, I wanted to leave this job. I didn't like what I was doing there, but at the same time, I still was feeling like a little bit bad because it was still kind of an okay job. But yeah, that's interesting. And in terms of your schedule, also a few things. You mentioned that you work out in the morning. Is this something that you notice to be better for yourself if you work out in the morning, or is it better in the evening? And also in terms of your clients, when do they work out? They're also like pretty busy guys, probably.
Yeah, so in terms of my schedule, the reason it's in the morning is because I like to get it out of the way. Then if I need to shower or whatever, then like the rest of the day is just focused on work. Whereas if I have to gym later on, then it's like it becomes a pain in the ass because if I have to go in the afternoon, it's like I'd rather just focus on just working and just doing that. Or if I have to go in the evening, then I'm just gonna be too tired because of all the work. So I'd rather just get it done in the morning when I have the most energy, and then just focus on work for the rest of the day.
Hmm.
In terms of my
Hmm.
clients, the time they go that completely varies from client to client. But whatever is best for them to stay consistent with on a regular basis, that's the time that they go.
Hmm. Okay. And in terms of your relaxation time, what do you usually do there?
That's usually 2 to 3 hours at the end of each day. That's most likely going to be watching some episodes of something or watching a movie, spending time with my partner, playing with my cat. My partner and I will watch something together. Um, yeah, that's usually what it is. Could be going out for dinner, going out for a movie. Again, watching something is usually it's like when you've done all that work, it's like you're quite tired. So then it's like usually what I'd like to do is just sitting there doing nothing, essentially.
Hmm. And by the way, how many days per week do you work?
Uh, every day at the moment, but Saturday and Sunday I finish off by like 5, 6 p.m., depending on how the day is going.
But usually you finish even later.
Yes, usually I finish around 8 p.m. roughly.
Crazy, crazy. How
But
many
but
hours?
no, but I don't start super early though. I start around 10 p.m. 10 to 10:30 around there.
Okay, 10, 10, 30. Okay, cool. And I'm curious, when you relax, when you're like enjoying your TV shows, whatever, do you ever think like, I want to stay in this relax mode for a bit longer. I don't really want to go like into tomorrow.
No, to be honest, because if I watch too much, I get bored and then I get restless. Like it's very like unless the show is really fucking good, that won't happen. Like unless I'm like really hooked for some reason, I'll definitely want to just keep watching. In which case, I will probably just keep watching because shows like that are so rare for me where I just love it. But yeah, for most of the time, I'm more than happy to just stop it after like one or two episodes because after that point, it's like I'm also getting tired, and I know if I miss my sleep window, I'm gonna feel like shit the next day, and I'm not gonna sacrifice feeling shit an entire day just for like an extra episode.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, understood. And overall, do you feel like you've already achieved what you wanted to achieve, or do you still feel like you're in early stages? Where do you think you are in the timeline?
Oh, I definitely think early stage for sure. Like there's a lot of work to be done in terms of time freedom, money freedom, and yeah, there's a big pathway ahead. But yeah, man, looking forward to the challenge.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Well, based on what you said, it doesn't sound like an early stage. It sounds like more already like um, how to say advanced. And I'm curious. Um, what was yeah. So you're kind of enjoying the entire process. So right now you're saying that you're in the early stage, you're enjoying the process. Before when you started, it seemed like you were enjoying. So for like Hassam and Mark, when I was talking with them on the podcast, they were saying like I didn't enjoy the process like in the beginning. And for me right now, it's pretty much the same as well. So and this is exactly why I'm asking those questions. Like, if you enjoy, wake up. If
Yeah.
you like want to stay in the relax process for longer. So, what do you think is the reason why you are enjoying this, and for others it is not like this? For others, it was a struggle, and for you, it's more like a enjoyment.
Yeah, that's like a very deep question. Why do I enjoy it? It gives me fulfillment because it goes back to that initial reason I mentioned as to my why, like that constant improvement. Like I just like that sense of getting better and better and better. Like I want to be the best possible version of myself. Like as cheesy as that sounds, like showing up every day and just like chipping away, like getting a little bit better at sales, getting a little bit better at making content, getting a little bit better at speaking on video. It just it feels good. And then I can see that progress, I can feel that progress if I'm looking at a sales call I've taken this week compared to a week or two ago. Like that process can be very fast as well. And it genuinely feels good seeing that. And I like that feeling. And it genuinely feels like I didn't understand this before, but I would see videos of people saying like, oh, like business is a video game. Now I see that. Like it genuinely feels like a video game. You're just leveling up these stats every day. And then when you level up these stats, then you unlock certain things later on, which could be time freedom, money freedom, like whatever is important to you. That's how I see it. And yeah, that's what keeps me going.
And do you think it feels like a game for you because you chose the right game, or just because it's whatever, it's yourself?
Yes, definitely because I chose something that I have passion for. Because if I if I started like a if I was like a freelance coder, right? Like that's yeah, that you could see that as this as the same as having the same principles of leveling up, but I would be leveling up in something I fucking hate. So I wouldn't that would require like so much willpower from my side to show up every day and do that, and I would crumble very quickly if that was the case.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there are two paths when it comes to business. One is starting with what you enjoy and then start making money with it. And second one is basically start with whatever is bringing money and then start enjoying it. So it looks like you chose the first path. And which path would you recommend to others?
Well, definitely the first one. Because I feel like the second one, there's not really a guarantee of you actually you actually enjoying it, right? Because if you're trying to force yourself to enjoy it, and that may or may not happen. And I think the biggest thing is like if you want to be successful and make money, at least from what I understand, you got to be consistent with it. And if you enjoying something, even remotely, means that you can keep showing up every day, even when things are shit, then you're not going to stop, right? Whereas if you hate what you're doing and things are difficult, it's and your business is not doing well, it's going to be even more difficult to show up. But I think where some people get confused, like beginners especially, is they spend so much time thinking and wondering what their passion is. Like, oh, I'll find my passion and then I'll start a business. Don't do that. Instead, even if there's something, I feel like if you're remotely passionate about, you have some interest in it, and you feel like it's something that you can monetize, I would say just go for it. Like, just don't spend so much time over analyzing and overthinking. Oh, is this what I'm gonna love doing for the rest of my life? Just do it. Do it and see.
Hmm. And if, let's say, you did it, you started doing it, and then you identify that it's not what you actually want to do, what do you do?
I think it depends on the context. It really depends, to be honest. There wouldn't be a black and white answer I can give you. I think, are you referring to like your situation specifically?
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm pretty sure many people have the same situation. Yeah. Yeah, there is definitely not like one answer, but maybe some ideas that you have.
Yeah, I mean, if you have something already that's bringing you money, but you don't enjoy it, I would still continue with that if that's paying the bills. But then maybe on the side, you try something else that
Hmm.
you're potentially more passionate about, and you see whether that's any better, whether it has any potential. But I would also just figure out first, like what specifically is it that you don't enjoy. For example, if you're looking at high ticket coaching, right, which is or high ticket sales, right, the same structure that you and I basically follow, changing niche within that, maybe you going from health and fitness to you starting a marketing agency, for example. The service delivery would change, but then a lot of what you do on a daily basis would still remain pretty much the same, right? You're still messaging people, you're still booking appointments, you're still taking sales calls. Maybe the content of those sales calls is slightly different, but you got to figure out like what is it actually that you actually don't enjoy. And then once you've figured that out, see if it's like genuinely something you don't enjoy or whether it's just resistance getting in the way. Like, is it just, oh, like you can't be bothered taking sales calls or you don't want to take sales calls anymore? Like, okay, fuck you. Just take the sales calls, get better at them. There's going to be stuff that you don't enjoy, right? Like, just because there's something that you don't enjoy, that doesn't mean you should stop going. It may just be something that you have to do to get to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And this is exactly what you've done with fitness, coaching, starting from software engineering. You still had your job, and then once you actually covered your bills with coaching, then you switched.
Yep,
Okay. Yeah, this is
exactly,
great.
man.
And also, I'm curious. I have a question regarding partner. You mentioned that you have a partner,
Mhm.
and many business owners, when they start, they don't have a partner, and like sometimes it's even like considered to be bad to like have a partner. So what
Oh,
is your?
sorry, well, she was business partner for a while, but she's my
Yeah,
she
yeah, I
my
mean,
girlfriend.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, girlfriend. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is
Oh, okay,
exactly.
okay.
Yeah, so what do you think are the upsides of having a girlfriend during the period of building your business in the early stages? Was it beneficial or was it not really? Was it hard?
Mix of both. I would say the plus side is you have a support system, which is good. It doesn't feel like you're in the journey alone, which helps a lot with the consistency for sure. And it also adds to the why. as well. Like a lot of what I'm doing, that goes back to time freedom and money freedom for both of us, not just me. So that's what adds wind to the sails of what I'm doing. And it's a lot about what actually keeps me going. And then on the flip side, it's also like if you're working a lot as well, that that's time that you're sacrificing away from the relationship too, right? And that's something I've struggled with quite a lot, where it's like juggling both is very difficult. Like making sure that both get the right amount of time. And I think in my experience, I've made too many sacrifices with the relationship to put towards the business. And looking back on it, I would definitely change that, because you don't want to sacrifice health or family or relationships in the pursuit of business, at least in my perspective.
hmm hmm Yeah, understood. And are there any downsides that you notice of being in a relationship while building a business? Like, for example, for me, I was in a relationship a little bit when I was in the business stage, and I was disturbed. Like, I was planning to work until 6 p.m., but my girlfriend was coming back from work at 4, and I'm not working anymore. So, anything like this, like happening to you? Any downsides?
Um, Aside from what I already mentioned, no, not that I can think of. Um, no, no, because she's also aligned on the goal and she knows the work that needs to be done.
hmm hmm how do you find the partner that is aligned with the goal?
I don't know. That was not this reality was not even in the picture at all when we first met. When we first met, that was at the end of university where I was still I was still a degenerate student just drinking all the time, and then that's when I started my software engineering job. So that like having a business or anything like that, that was not at all in the picture. So I think it's just us growing together over time.
This is great. This is great. Awesome. And I have a little blitz here, just basically quick answers for quick questions.
Sure.
Is it easier to lose weight or to get the first client?
Lose weight.
Okay. Is it easier to get clients through Instagram inbound or LinkedIn outreach?
LinkedIn outreach.
That's interesting. Getting clients through content overall or through cold outreach, which are better?
Cold outreach.
That's interesting. Working in a 9 to 5 as a software engineer or working in a 9 to 5 as a fitness coach?
Fitness coach.
Great. And be an employee, no, be a software engineer employee in 9 to 5 and make 1 million a year, or be an entrepreneur and make 100K a year.
Second one. Entrepreneur.
Okay. Okay. Great. Awesome. And the last advice that you would give to whoever is watching this podcast, what would you suggest? A earlier version of yourself, pretty much somebody who is also trying to build a business, going through maybe some hard times. What would you suggest?
Focus on the why. That's been the biggest thing that's helped me. In those tough moments, just go back to why you started all of this in the first place. Most likely, you have something that's actually driving you, right? Whether that's money, time freedom, status, like figure out what the underlying goal is, right? Like that's the surface level thing, right? Money freedom or time freedom, like go several levels deeper beyond that. Like figure out what the actual root cause is. For me, for example, one of the things that's driving me was me wanting to get away from that old, younger version of myself who's just a degenerate who's unconfident, who cannot do anything, who is not capable of anything. Like I am basically running away from him as far as away as far as I can. So I would say the biggest thing that you can do is figure out what's genuinely driving you, not just a surface level goal, what's underneath that. Focus on that and remind yourself of that at every time. And combine that with the fact that, business can have its hard moments, sure, but it's definitely possible. Like that, there have been millions of people who have achieved the goals that you want to achieve. Like that, there's literally nothing stopping you. Like it's like the same thing I tell my fitness coaching clients. Like if they're not sure, like, oh, I don't know if I can lose the weight. Like, bro, every single person on the planet can lose weight. The reason you haven't already is just because you were doing the wrong stuff. There's nothing wrong with you specifically. It's just that you were doing the wrong stuff. So reevaluate, see what it is that you're missing, and keep going.
Powerful, powerful. And fitness is here as well. Fitness
Yeah,
is
exactly.
everywhere in our lives. Sales is everywhere in our lives.
100%, man.
Every seniors are used. Yeah. Thank you for being here. It was awesome.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah.